Doctor, let's talk about the possibility of banning the ads. Is that even on the table, or is there just far too much money at stake?
So, I mean, in terms of money, I mean, since the Ontario government passed a law in 2022 saying iGaming was legal, they made $1.4 billion.
Wow.
There's money on the table, especially by jurisdiction. So what we need is a federal law. Absolutely. The Bill 211 is now before Parliament. That passed its second reading in the House back in June. It is ready to go. That needs to be expedited and passed now. What that bill will do is call and allow for a federal level of regulation on the broadcasters, on the advertisers themselves, to ensure that harms to those at risk, in particular youth, are minimized. Mm-hmm. How far that will go to solve this problem, I don't know, because what we need is complete elimination of these ads from where minors will see them.
Exactly. How do you minimize it? What would be a potential solution? Like, would you just put fewer commercials, what would you do?
So if you want to look to some comparator countries, England has whistle-to-whistle ban. It's not enforced across all sports, but at least for football, between the whistle, first whistle of the game, last whistle of the game, there can be no advertising that children are going to see. That's one strategy. I completely feel that until 9 p.m., by definition, there should be no sports betting ads. Mm-hmm. It's simply ridiculous we're allowing this. We don't allow cigarette commercials. We don't allow cocaine commercials, which also ruins lives.
That's true. We don't. That's true.
No, it's not, and I don't recommend we do so either. But it's just so confusing for kids that we've got to get rid of this. Ontario passed a law saying no more celebrities in ads. Within days, you had Connor McDavid on TV there saying, "Oh, well, we can game responsibly." Well, we don't do cocaine responsibly, so I don't understand how that's not just directly circumventing the law. We have studies after studies that show that this idea of harm reduction in gambling does not work. It's not effective. Mm-hmm. Any sort of self-imposed restrictions you place on your own apps can be gotten around within minutes.
Doctor, how much blame do you put on someone like Connor McDavid, or I see Jamie Foxx doing these ads, Wayne Gretzky? What would you say to them if you had a chance?
A check is a check. These people are good at what they do. What they do is hockey and not ethics. If they don't do it, somebody else will do it. I'm not impressed with them, and I would give them a good tongue lashing if I had them in front of me, but Wayne has yet to give me an audience.
Have you tried?
Yeah, several times. But anyways, not picking up his phone, that man. So I placing blame on individuals, I don't think will get us anywhere, although I'm all for naming and shaming at the same time. But that's not really a question that I think we can carry a lot of weight in. We need federal laws.
I wonder how much, Gretzky and McDavid are great examples, right? Because, Connor, clean cut, greatest player in the league right now. Gretzky, Canadian legend. Do the marketers almost think that by using people like that, it's going to be an easier sell because of who they are?
Of course they do. That's why they're paying them. And it must be exorbitant sums of money. And I think at the end of the day, we all have to be very clear that profit is coming because the house always wins, because these companies are profiting the most off people who are having severe repercussions. They're not making money off the guy who occasionally places $5 on something. They're making money off the person who keeps gambling despite negative consequences. And I think it is incumbent ethically and morally upon individuals to recognize that. These individuals we've mentioned and others are heroes to children. And with that, whether they ask it or not, comes some personal responsibility.